This is the Mazda Miata, the ND version. It is one of the last true sports cars on the market today. And this one's special because this one has the Targa top. And today, I'm gonna be telling you 5 cool things about the ND Miata. I'm Aiden, and you're watching God Next. The first thing I want to talk about is its styling. Of course, this looks different than the first generation Miata does, but they've kept the same overall design cues that they've brought in from the NA generation, NB and NC. Not that anyone talks about the NC that often, but it does look great, especially in the paint color options that Mazda does offer. They have a blue, a red, a white, gray, and I believe a black, which isn't a lot of choices, but this still does look really good, and it is the perfect form factor for a true sports car. Now, before I mention the 6-speed manual transmission, which it is right here, the 6-speed manual in this car, and it's not that it just has a manual transmission. That is a plus, and that makes this car great. It is just the feeling of this transmission is actually amazing. The throws aren't too long, but they're not too short. The clutch isn't too hard to operate, and it's definitely not too hard to get used to. Plus, revving this thing out to 7,000 RPMs and shifting is awesome, and it doesn't sound too bad from the interior in here, even though it definitely doesn't sound like a crazy sports car. But yeah, the manual in this car is by far exceeds my expectations. It's a great transmission. Now, most Miatas are either a convertible or they are a coupe. Not this one. This one is a Targa top, which makes this so much better because you don't have the open wind behind your head right here. When it goes all the way back, it places that cover right back over the back glass and creates a nice little cabin for you where wind really doesn't bother you at all. Now, it'd be nice if this was about $10,000 more expensive and like the 4 Series convertible, got a little neck scarf. But of course, to keep the prices down, Mazda's not gonna do that. Now, even though this car is very low price, that doesn't mean that it isn't nice. The interior of this Miata, though really tiny and really tight in here, isn't really that bad at all. You have heated seats, nice AC. The materials in here are generally nice, even though the leather's not the highest quality. Everything is pretty nice. Everything you're gonna be touching is very soft and very comfortable. And plus, got a little digital screen in the gauge cluster, a nice little infotainment system. I don't know what more you could ask for a car that is less than $30,000 used. Next thing I want to talk about is what's under the hood. This is a longitudinally mounted inline-four, which means this is rear-wheel drive, which is rare to see for cars this cheap these days and this light. You don't really see rear-wheel drive cars with a 6-speed manual transmission like this anymore. And yes, like I said, 6-speed manual, that is what that inline-four is connected to. Now, with other vehicles out there, like the Fiat 124 Spider, you can get this motor turbocharged. There's a version of it that does come turbocharged, but I love the fact that this is naturally aspirated. It revs to over 7,000 RPMs, which even though this isn't really fast and even though this doesn't make a lot of power, it is very, very engaging. And those are 5 cool things about the ND Miata. I absolutely love this thing. Being able to drive it has been a blast. And even though it doesn't make a lot of power, you could still have tons of fun in one of these cars. If you guys liked the video, make sure to hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.